Hey guys, it's Margaret from Let's Learn to Sew, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to insert a lap zipper. Lap zippers are used in skirts, dresses, and pants. I'm going to be showing you on our pencil skirt that we're doing in our skirt series. What you're going to need is the garment that you want to insert the lap zipper in, zipper, seam gauge or an easy hem, your scissors, sewing machine, and some straight pins. Before you start inserting the zipper, make sure that the area below the zipper has been sewn shut. If your zipper has any kind of creases in it, go ahead, take it over to the ironing board and give it a quick press like I did on this one. Now, I'm going to be using a cream zipper in a black skirt, which is not the norm, but I wanted to do it this way. That way you guys would be able to see my stitch line and be able to see where the zipper was easier. The easiest way to do a lap zipper, I think, is to create that lap first by pressing it into place. One side of the zipper is going to be pressed down using a 5/8 seam allowance. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press down my 5/8, and this easy hem makes doing this really easy. If you don't have one, then go ahead and use your seam gauge and measure it out and then press it into place. Go down just a little bit further than where you've sewn shut. So this side is 5/8. I'm going to scoot this over, and this side is going to be down a 1/2 inch, a little bit shorter, and that smaller gap, that smaller seam is what allows or creates that lap to hide those zipper teeth and make a really nice concealed zipper. What I'm going to do is turn it right sides out. Start on the side that is skinnier, and what we're going to do is we're going to sew it down right against those zipper teeth. So we'll just be going right along that edge. You can either pin it in place, or if you want to use the fusible webbing, you can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and just scoot this down in there. And I like my tapes to be up a little bit past the skirt. That's going to leave everything laying in there nicely. Pin it down, or go ahead and use the fusible tape. Place it down there. Make sure that the zipper stop is down below the skirt area that is sewn. Then press it into place, making sure that the edge of your skirt is right up against those teeth. And when we bring this over, we've got that nice lap, and our zipper is going to be completely concealed. Take this over to the machine. Go ahead and get your zipper foot on, and we'll get this stitched down. Got my machine set up for a straight stitch. I've got my zipper foot on, and I'm going to line it up. I want to check my needle where it's going to come down, and I want it to be right at the very edge. So I'm going to go ahead and scoot my needle over just a little bit towards the right, towards those zipper teeth. Check it again. Now, like I mentioned, I'm using yellow thread. That is just so you guys can see it. You would want to make sure that it matched your skirt. Make sure you back stitch. We're going to take out our pins as we come to them. We're going to go all the way down, and we're going to go a little bit past where we sewed it shut, and we're going to take a couple of back stitches. You want to make sure you keep everything lined up and neat. Go ahead and raise your presser foot and trim your threads. Okay, so got the one side stitched down. What I went ahead and did is just folded this other side over. I used some of the fusible webbing to put it down. That's just going to hold it in place temporarily. I'm going to go ahead and give it another press. And if you're not using the fusible webbing, then you're going to want to pin it in place. I'm going to show you guys an easy way to make sure you get a nice straight line. So I've got my seam gauge marked at 1/2 inch. You can use a ruler, whatever works for you. And I'm going to make a line. I'll slide down a little bit, make another line. Okay. Now there are feet with adjustable guides. If you have one of those, they are very handy. I have one, but I don't want to use it since not everybody watching the video may have it. Okay, so now we have a stitch line, and you can go back and fill that in all the way if you want, by connecting those little dashes. Now we have a stitch line to follow while we're sewing, and that's going to ensure that everything stays nice and straight. Something I wanted to mention before we get over to the machine: make sure that you've got this up and maneuvered over your throat plate so that you're not stitching the front and the back sections of the skirt together. Okay, so to get started, you're probably going to want to zip the zipper down, pull that zipper pull down, line up your needle, turn your handle towards you so that you can see where it's going to come down. Make sure it's coming down on that stitch line that you drew. We're going to take a couple of stitches, go ahead and back stitch. Put my needle in the down position and go ahead and zip this up. We know that's where our zipper stop is. So we're going to go right to the end of our line. Got my needle in the down position. Go ahead and raise your presser foot. We're going to pivot. And then we're just going to come straight across, and we're going to stop right where that seam is. And then back stitch. And stitch across again. Now go ahead and raise your presser foot and trim your threads, and we'll take this back over to the cutting table and take a look at it. There is our zipper. Let's go ahead and give it a try. And zip it up, and everything is concealed. Go ahead and give it another press. And at this point, you'd go ahead and you'd follow the instructions for whatever it is you're sewing to go ahead and finish off your waistband and whatever else needs done to the project. If you're following along and you're doing this in our pencil skirt series, what we're going to do next is attach the facing to our waistband to finish it off. If you have any questions about sewing a lap zipper, let me know down in the comments section and I'll be happy to answer them. And as always, be sure to visit letslearntosew.com for all your sewing and pattern making needs.